Last December, Jim Arp was named District 9's representative to the Fayetteville City Council. A 20-year military veteran, Councilman Arp is currently Vice President of K3 Enterprises, a defense contractor headquartered here in Fayetteville. We recently spoke with Councilman Arp about his vision of Fayetteville and his desire to provide responsible, effective government to its citizens.
I'm a Fayetteville native. I was born and raised here, and I went through high school here, and so I have deep roots here. And it's been very interesting for me as we've gone through this All-American City competition, because I've always felt this was an all-American city. But there's been a real metamorphosis of Fayetteville over the past 30 or 40 years that's moved this city to a point now where I think a lot of people are really proud to say Fayetteville's my home. Fayetteville's an all-American city now, and what a wonderful competition to have won. A lot of hard work went into that, but it didn't just start with the application that we submitted for the All-American City competition. It started with some real hard decisions on how we were going to go about changing the image of the city and changing the characteristics of the city, because those are directly tied together. For a long time, Fayetteville was known as a city that had a crime issue. People across the state would talk about, Fayetteville has a lot of crime in it, and perception becomes reality. And so, one of the things that we've had to do is we've had to go after the image of Fayetteville having a crime issue. And I'm very proud of what our city has done, what our police force has done. I think they've done an outstanding job of changing that image, of going out and making the city safer. I think people feel more comfortable in their neighborhoods. I think they feel more comfortable walking through their neighborhoods, but we're not there yet. We still have things we have to do. This city has a real blessing in it that we have a large populace of veterans in our community. And to me, it's so inspirational as you go out and you meet these men and women who have made such a selfless sacrifice for their nation. And to hear the stories of how they've made contributions that protect the very freedom that we're enjoying at this moment. It's encouraging, it's uplifting to me, and I think it's just a great attribute of our city that you don't find necessarily in the volume that you do in Fayetteville and other cities. And so, I'm tremendously excited about the opportunity for the Veterans Park, the North Carolina Veterans Park, to open on the 4th of July. I think there's no other place in the state that's a better place to have this park than right here, where you have so many veterans who are so committed to the freedom of this nation. In Fayetteville, we have a lot of great young men and women, and I'm very excited about the future of our city. It used to be that young people would say, when I graduate from high school, I'm leaving Fayetteville. We don't have that today. There's a lot of great things that are happening in this city. There are a lot of great opportunities on the educational side through Methodist University, Fayetteville State University, Fayetteville Technical Community College. They are offering a lot of tremendous opportunities in education for our young people. We're used to they had to go off to go to school. Now they can stay here and go to school. But the thing that I would say that we've got to look at is we have got, and in the city, we're not responsible for education. But I do have a stump that I can stand on to speak about it. We have got to look at education, and our friends at the county who are working on this are doing a very diligent job. But when you have 70% of every freshman class that starts high school, 70% is the graduating rate, I would say that's a problem. I'm very involved with high schools. I'm very involved with youth sports activities. I can tell you, every time I walk out and I look at a group of kids, that statistic goes through my mind. 30% are not going to graduate on time. So what does that mean for them? What does that mean for that young man or that young woman who's not going to graduate with her graduating class in the year group she should graduate? What is their future? And so I think we have to be very cognizant that education is a key component of getting to where we want to go as a community, to getting young people where they want to go as individuals. And so whatever we can do collectively as a community, we ought to be looking at that, to how we can increase our graduation rates. I'm always interested and ideas for how we can further move this city forward. And so if you would like to contact me, you can contact me at the information on the screen. I'd be happy to hear from you, especially your ideas on how we can make Fayetteville a better place. And I always used to tell folks when I was in the military, it's easy to complain. Give me solutions. Give me solutions that we can do that will make this the place that you want to live in, that I want to live in, and more importantly, that our children will want to call home, that they'll want to come here and establish roots and make Fayetteville the home for them and for their children and future generations. It's a great place, and we can make it even better.